So I thought I might do a philosophy video just about philosophy. So why would you want to do philosophy? It sounds like a terrible thing to do. It sounds like some kind of mental torture one might do to themselves by overthinking or thinking about the world or thinking about people or thinking about behavior or critically analyzing oneself and trying to improve oneself or reconfigure one's thinking or perception or approach. And in this assumption, they would be very correct in that it is a bit of a treacherous thing that one might indulge oneself in. And to critics of philosophy who think, this is some kind of mental masturbation, this is a waste of time. Why would you want to spend time isolated in a room and thinking about life and, even perhaps meditation or any of these types of things that people might do to rearrange or change their perception of reality to meld it, if you will, alchemically into something that looks, feels, and functions better than you were yesterday or last month or last year. To a certain extent, we all do this as we grow up, as we have experiences, as we consume products or information or art or whatever may have you, in some way, in some kind of capacity, everyone is doing philosophy. So if you look at it from this angle, you're doing philosophy, whether you like it or not. Everybody is doing philosophy. And this being the case, it's really important that we take the philosophy vehicle by the horns. We don't want our perception of reality to be given to us or for us to unconsciously be influenced or controlled like a leaf in the wind via all of these stimulations or these experiences or feelings or thoughts that we have. We want to really look at them deeply and really try to understand them. This is, of course, for self-preservation and survival, so that one approaches the world in a way that actually functions and works well and is successful. But not just that. You don't want your cognitive powers, if you will. You don't want your philosophy or your philosophizations to happen unconsciously. You want to be conscious of them and reconfigure yourself. You want to make yourself, not just allow yourself to be made. So think about this, because this is kind of like your chance. Like, you get to decide, you get to think deeply and understand the world around you. Understanding the world around you from a philosopher's perspective is something where you kind of detach from it, in that you're really looking at it logically, you're looking at it reasonably, you're noticing your feelings or your thoughts, how you're thinking, how you're feeling when you're engaging with things outside of yourself, and you're really trying to understand them and know that there's no one foolproof solution for any kind of issue or situation or problem. Of course, it takes all types. But understanding the merit of these different perspectives, often perspectives that are contrary to one another, and really looking at them in a critical way, not allowing yourself to be identificated by these things, allowing them to somewhat, in a cognitive sense, capture you. You're taking control over that process. So you're not allowing yourself to indulge in and become one with this kind of ethos or that kind of ethos or this way of looking at things or that way of looking at things. You're understanding that as a philosopher, your world is centered within your own body and your own mind. And here, this is where the pedal hits the metal, where you are taking responsibility for the content of your mind. You're taking responsibility for the feelings that you have, how you feel about certain things. And you're really trying to understand it. This is a companionship, if you will, with yourself. You have this capacity, if you're open to it, to look at things in a way that is really going to make sense for you, not just in having the right idea or being the winner. Oh, I got the great idea. It's about self-reflection. It is about figuring out where your flaws are, where you might be manipulated by certain things, or how other things have an impact on you or other people, your friends, your family, and so forth and so on. And people are really afraid of this process of taking the bull by the horns here with philosophy, because it means you're going to be questioning everything. But that doesn't last forever. At a certain point, you look at all the pros and the cons and the merits and approaches you might have with people and things and so forth, and what other people are doing and their behavior and all these kinds of things, thinking deeply about life and the things in life, that at some point at some point you kind of stabilize, where, all right, this functions, this works well, this is going to contribute to me living the good life. You just keep going with it. You keep going with it, and that feeling you have of, yeah, the way I'm approaching this, the way that I am, or how I feel and think about these things, this works. Like, this works. At certain points, you're gonna feel that. And this is what philosophy is about. Like, intuitively, knowing through thinking deeply about things, what's the right approach? What's the right way to think about this that works? What's the right way to feel about this that works? And taking advantage of the power of one's own mind to critically analyze and understand things, and to be more human, if you will. In the end, doing philosophy makes you more alive.